Hey, April is National Move More Month, and a new Gallup poll finds fewer people are drinking alcohol. More see even moderate drinking as a health risk. Gen Z really leading the charge on this with less use. And the Phoenix is a national nonprofit sober community that is part of this wave. They're spearheading this shift. They focus on activities that improve not only physical health, but really mental and emotional health as well. Such a fascinating organization and really a timely, important topic. Joining us now, author and founder of the Phoenix, that's Scott Strode. Also joining Scott is one of the community members, Paige Scanlon. Thanks so much for being here. I'm really excited to talk about this. Scott, why don't we just set the table with what the Phoenix really is?
Yeah, the Phoenix is a free, sober, active community. We're a nonprofit, so supported through donations, but we do meaningful activities. It could be a CrossFit class, a yoga class, a walk, and if you're 48 hours sober, you can come to those events. And they're all led by volunteers who've either been touched by this or just want to be the change they want to see in their community around addiction.
Yeah, okay, so the last word, addiction. The Phoenix isn't just for those battling addiction. It's for anyone who wants to make a choice towards sobriety in a positive way. Is that fair?
Yeah, and it's interesting how that shift happened. Over the years, we started to see more people coming that were just sober curious, that just choose not to drink. And it really enhanced our community. I'm in recovery because I have to be. I have to wear this shirt, but because my addiction stripped away the dreams of who I thought I could be. But a lot of people end up coming because they just choose not to drink, and they want to be around happy, sober people, and that's really what the Phoenix is.
You know, the term addiction itself in American commonplace jargon usually associated commonly with harder drugs and not alcohol. Paige, I'm a Gen Xer, so I grew up with images of John Belushi crashing through walls, people slugging beer, and it was part of culture, right? You're part of a generation that sees alcohol entirely differently. What drove you to this community? And what do you see mirrored in your friends and peers and other community members?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I grew up very active, and so when I moved to Boston in August for grad school, I was looking for communities that I could be, engaged in my body and mind together, and places like the Phoenix really transformed how I view my own mind and body. It's built along a greater mission, and I think my peers also value community-based fitness spaces that are like that.
You can have fun when you're sober.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do things sober. I mean, my old man, God rest his soul, he used to be, ask my friends, girlfriend, whatever, my now wife, would you like a drink? And if someone respectfully declined, said, you a teetotaler? It's like it's so burned into the national consciousness. I feel like you're really taking a hammer to it and just breaking what was and showing people what can be.
Absolutely, and I think we're creating a space where if you want to just live a more authentic, connected life and be present, then you don't necessarily need those couple drinks after work or whatever on the weekend. Instead, our folks are getting up at 5 a.m. to go for a run or go to the gym together or help each other dream of what's possible in life rather than, sitting around the keg of beer or the liquor cabinet.
Yeah. Any ostracization that you have found by being part of a community like this?
I feel I've been very fortunate to be around uplifting communities, and sobriety can be seen as sometimes life-limiting by other folks, but I've, for myself at least, have found periods of sobriety to be very instrumental in clarifying my mind and taking care of my body. I've lost family members to substance misuse, so it's been very powerful for me to, take control of my own health.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a deeper emotional resonance there. But as you said, waking up at 5 a.m. with a clear mind and a body that's ready to do what the day has in store for it, it's irreplaceable. You've got a new app, correct? New Form?
New Form.
Yeah.
So we launched the Phoenix. It's all across the country if people want to come or volunteer to start it in their communities. And we needed an app to connect people to those programs, so we launched New Form, which is a digital community, a place where every tap and swipe leads you to meaningful connections with others. It's about not being on our phone, but using that as a tool to put your phone down and be with people.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And you've got lofty goals for the Phoenix. We were talking just before that This started in Denver, but obviously now here in Boston, growing nationwide.
Yeah.
And you've got this goal where you want to reach 10 million people, is that correct, by 2030?
Yep, 10 million people impacted by substance use or that choose to live sober. And we can't do that alone, so we're going to need volunteers across the country that raise their hand to say, I want to lead an activity, an event, I want to be part of the solution.
Yeah. We always love sharing what we love. Have you become an active recruit or subconsciously recruiting your friends saying, come along, see what this is about?
Yeah, already. You know, there's a CrossFit competition on May 2nd, and so I've been trying to pull in all my grad school friends. You know, I've been somewhat successful thus far, and it's been amazing to bring people on the path.
What is the mindset? What is the mindset of this generation? I'm so fascinated by it. Just looking at alcohol and saying no thanks.
I mean, I think it's a general move towards, you know, wanting to be more present with, you know, our communities and ourselves.
Yeah.
I think, you know, big changes are not perfect, they're very difficult, but when we can bring people together on that path, it's made possible.
Yeah. I feel like this entire issue is an example of simple doesn't always mean easy.
Yeah.
And for every person's choice, it might be simple, but it can be very difficult. And now you're helping what will be 10 million people by 2030.
Yeah, I think that framing is great. I think that coming together in supportive, nurturing community can solve a lot of our country's problems, not just substance use, but you look across the landscape of other issues, and I think that's the answer. It's simple, but not easy.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to ask each of you a final close. One, how people can reach out, but let Paige go first. And if I'm curious but intimidated by this, what do you say to me?
By sobriety or by?
Sobriety and you know, going and joining the Phoenix and kind of being sober curious.
Yeah, just start, you know, and see how it feels and lean on the people around you because there are so many people who have gone through the same experiences and have made mistakes and have started over and over again, and you know, the path never ends, so today's the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Scott, how do people reach out?
Just find us at thephoenix.org or download New Form in the App Store.
Yeah.
And it's a sober wellness community, and come out and be part of it and move your body, it moves your mind, and you do it with great people.
And it moves your soul. Yeah. Scott Strode, Paige Scanlon, thank you so much for joining us.